So welcome to another episode of Bacon Fixes Everything. So today we're going to replace this toilet with a new one. Stay tuned. All right, so the first thing you need to do, you got to shut off this water supply to the toilet. I'm shutting it off. Then you want to flush it. It's part of the problem. While we're replacing it, it just doesn't flush very well. All right. So then we're going to take the cover off, set it in a safe location. And then you can see there's still some water in here. We'll have to take a sponge, mop up all that water. But this, we'll have to plunge it. So we're just gonna, I don't know, this plunger doesn't work too good. This is a different plunger than, it's not doing anything. This plunger is old and stiff and not doing a thing. Not like me. Old and stiff and doesn't work very well. Didn't go 20. Well, that's worthless. That's gross too. You still recording? This is probably the worst part about the whole job, is getting all the water out. And this ain't gonna work. This little cup ain't gonna work. It don't fit in there. Let's put in some. Yeah, you're gonna have a hard time getting that. So we got all the water out of the bowl, or out of the tank and out of the bowl. So now we're just gonna take the seat off. We're gonna basically try to disassemble it as much as possible. I'm holding the nut from underneath. Okay, there's one. Awkward. That's the other thing about replacing toilets, is usually not a lot of room. Alright, let me just take that out. Good to go. Alright, we pretty much got all the water out of there. Now we're going to take the tank off. Do the same thing as, oh, that's pretty loose. That's loose already. I need the bucket. So let me see the camera. I'll show you. Here's there's the water line connection. We're going to undo that, and there'll be some water in it. And we'll drip that into this cup. We got the shut off already shut off. So we're good to go with that. All right. I'll probably, there's the towel. I'll get the towel under here too. And it's, since we're replacing a toilet, it would have been best to have rubber gloves. Just saying. Because it can be kind of nasty.
Gross.
Let's see. There it goes. It's just a little reluctant. And just a little bit of water. Wasn't much at all. So now we can take this bowl off.
Do we need some cardboard or something to sit that on?
Whoa, this whole thing is loose. right, so the next step is take off this little cover, and you can see there's a nut holding the toilet down, and one over here. This one's really loose. Wasn't really down hardly at all. I don't know if it'll, seems like it's spinning, so might have to cut it off. Sometimes you have to cut them off. This one looks like it's gonna spin off. Well, it's gonna stick again. Yeah, so wherever those bolts are long, and you have to cut them off in order to get the cap to fit. And sometimes that messed up thread and stuff keeps that nut from coming off. So we're gonna cut these off. All right, I've got this short little hacksaw. I don't know if it's gonna work or not. I think we might try something different. All right, so we got all the nuts off and everything is disconnected from the bowl. So now all we have to do is lift it up out of place. So, oh, I don't know what they did there. All right, I don't want to tilt it. I don't know where to sit it. All right, so here's always the problem. You got to get rid of the old wax from the wax ring. So you just take a putty knife, and probably wouldn't have hurt to have some paper towels, but we'll get this cleaned up and we'll be right back. So we ran across a little problem. This ring is not secured to the floor. So we're gonna have to go get a masonry drill bit, drill down through there and secure that ring before we ever place the new toilet. And one thing you gotta do is put a rag in there to keep any kind of sewer gases from coming back up through. So we're gonna move on. Here's the great thing, we're doing 3 toilets today. 2 we're replacing, and 1 we're replacing the mounting screws and the wax ring. So the 1 should be fairly straightforward. This, you never know what you run into. So we gotta deal with this because they complained about the toilet was always sliding around, rocking and everything. We get that ring secured, we won't have that issue anymore. So bacon fixes everything. All right, so the first thing we need to do is fix this where this flange isn't mounted to the floor. So we got a tile floor, so I got a masonry bit. I'm just gonna drill through the tile, and then there should be a subfloor underneath, and we'll drive the wood screws into the subfloor. So should be a subfloor underneath. Apparently there's not. That one does. All right, so I'm gonna check down in the hole. That one feels like there's got a floor. That doesn't. This one does. That one doesn't. This one doesn't. Not even gonna drill that one. So this one does, and this one does. So that's all we can do. I'm not gonna tear up the tile and put in new subfloor. That wouldn't be prudent. So I've got to get the right drill bit. There we go. didn't hit anything. That's not cool. Was this one? Which one? I forgot which one had. It's got nothing. It's got nothing. I hope that has something. Because we're running out of luck. It's just spinning. It's better than what it was. All right, so we got to clean this flange off a little bit more. Then we'll be ready to seat the new toilet. All right, so here's the wax ring. Take this plastic off. And we'll definitely want to make sure this is at room temperature. This is kind of cold. There we go. Just set this over there like that. And then the new toilet has a rubber flange that goes down in there and it should seat perfectly. All right, so the wax ring was a little cold. So all I'm doing is sitting and gently rocking the bowl to make sure that the wax ring seats and seals up properly. So little privacy. So this is the mounting hardware for the toilet. We're just going to dump it all over the floor and like we don't care. And this little part is the bottom side of this cover. And it's very important. It says this side up. So we're going to put that side up. Slip it over the bolt. Put a flat washer. And this one has double hex nuts. So one acts as a jam nut. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Make sure you get the top facing up. That's important. We're just going to put one nut at first. And get my wrench. This is something that you don't want to over tighten these for sure. You just want to snug them up good because you can break this bottom porcelain. You break that, you got to do the whole thing over again. You need a new toilet. All right, so we got the first nut on there pretty snug, and I think it's going to do the trick. Then you just put your second on there, and it acts as a jam nut and keeps that first nut from backing off. And that's all we're going to do. And we're going to do the same with the other side. And, you know, we might have to cut this screw off in order to get the cap on. That's not uncommon. That's why we got our handy dandy little mini hacksaw somewhere.
In the other room.
Yeah, so you can see that cap won't fit. So we're gonna have to cut those off. Here's a little mini hacksaw that you can get at any hardware stores. And we're just gonna go just a little bit above that nut. And we're gonna try to cut that off. So the next part, we just set the tank on top of the bowl and line up the 3 screws the best you can. That one's hard to get to. All right. And somewhere there should be nuts for that, so I gotta look for that. All right, so we got the bowl mounted. We got the tank in place. Might have to adjust that a little bit. And now we are mounting the seat. Easy peasy. Hopefully. So that's all it is to it. You just have to hook up the water line, and because this toilet is taller than the existing one, we got to go get a longer fill line. So that's where we're at. All right, here's the finished product right here. We got the toilet installed. We still got to put the caps on it down there, but I wanted to hold off just in case it settled a little bit more. Let me show you the inside of this. This is a pretty cool. Let me put the phone down. Hold on. This is a very cool flush valve. Look at this. It doesn't have a flapper. It's got a cylinder. Watch that. That is pretty cool. I like that. Everything's working. Nothing's leaking. We're good to go. On to toilet number 2. Make sure everything's good with that too. So we finished the installation. Everything looks good. And if you like these kind of videos, hit the like button, hit the thumbs up on this one, leave a comment if you would, hit the subscribe button and ring the little bell. That would be good. So I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video, and hope you come around and stick around and watch some more. And don't forget, His way is the best way. We'll see you next time. God bless.